There are several ways to develop true confidence, and we're going to talk about three in this lesson. The first one is the growth mindset, and second is competence tools, and the third one is overcoming fear. Let's talk about growth mindset. Growth mindset is the opposite of fixed mindset. This is the belief that you are in control of your life, and it helps you become more resilient, which then helps you become more confident. And to explain this further, you have to believe that your brain is actually growing. And so confidence also grows whenever you do something repeatedly. Whatever you do repeatedly changes the physical connections of the neurons in your brain. So it's not just an imaginary feeling that you have, that you're confident or you're not confident, but it is actually scientific that your brain grows bigger and heavier like a muscle, and so is your confidence. Because again, confidence is a skill. And when you think of confidence this way, that you actually have the ability to improve or strengthen your confidence, then you are operating in a growth mindset as opposed to a fixed mindset. A lot of people will just believe the following: the brain loses its ability to grow and change as you grow older. Have you ever heard people saying that, I'm already old now, so I have forgotten what I've learned before? Granted, of course, that you are in a healthy condition and you don't have any pre-existing conditions that affect your brain. You have to believe that even as you grow older, your brain also changes. As a lot of people will also believe that intelligence is fixed, and your capacity for learning is determined by what you're born with. You might have heard some people saying, oh, this person was actually born in a very smart family. Her entire family is intelligent. That's why she's also intelligent. You might have heard people say, my family is poor. We haven't had good education, so we're also not intelligent, just like others who have gone to school. You always have that mindset that intelligence is fixed, that person A is intelligent, person B is not intelligent. Person A is rich, that's why she's intelligent. Person B is poor, that's why he's not intelligent. A lot of people have that kind of mindset. And a lot of people will also say, you're either smart or not, and that's the end of it. So don't believe all of these lies. You have to change the way you think about these for you to be able to have growth mindset that will lead you to true confidence. Here's the truth. The level of intelligence of any person at any age is based on their exposure to information and experience, along with the amount of time they spend learning. I have seen so many videos about older people who are still killing it when it comes to performing a certain hobby or a certain skill that they have done in so many years. For example, weaving. There are a lot of elderly people who are still weaving, especially in areas that we probably haven't visited yet, like in the rural areas here in the Philippines or even in other countries. There are a lot of people who are elderly. They still have very sharp mind and brains. And that's because of their exposure to information and their experience. They never really stopped learning. It has been a part of their lifestyle. So, intelligence is equal to your exposure to information, your experience, and then the time you spent in learning. It's like raised to the power of 5, raised to the power of 10. As I've mentioned earlier, when you repeatedly do something, you become competent in it, and eventually you will feel true confidence because you know that you're competent, and even though you fail, you will figure it out. Intelligence can be grown just like any physical ability can be improved. We grow new brain cells daily, and we grow new ones when we're learning new skills. Intelligence can also be improved through exposure to information and experience, and so is confidence. So, in other words, if you're able to improve your intelligence, which also leads to your competency, because when you keep repeating something, you gain the intelligence to improve yourself in the process, and you get to improve your skills as well, you would be able to develop true confidence along the way. Now, always remember that the way you grow and improve is through exposure, learning, and 100% commitment to practice, which is also why I keep telling people in my videos that practice makes progress. It won't do you any good if you just do one thing one day and then forget about it. You have to have intentional practice every single day if you want to be better at something and if you want to truly develop your confidence. Now, here are steps to develop a growth mindset: awareness, perspective, and action. Step 1 is awareness. You have to acknowledge your fixed mindset so that you have the power to change it. Remember that if there is something in your life that you're not aware of, you won't be able to change it, right? If you don't know that you're actually hurting someone, for example, then you will not have the power to change it because you don't know that it's happening. You have to wait until someone tells you that you're already hurting me. You're so insensitive, right? You'll only have the power to change that if you know what's happening, which is why awareness is super important. So be aware of your reaction in certain situations. You'll have to step back and look at situations as an outsider. So how do you actually react or respond when something happens to you? For example, you applied for a job but your application was rejected. When you have a fixed mindset, or someone who has a fixed mindset would probably think, I'm not smart enough, the hiring manager doesn't like me, and I just want to give up now. But someone who has a growth mindset will say something like, I might not be the one they're looking for, but that doesn't mean that I cannot try again. This is just a challenge for me to do better and improve in my next application. Just by looking at these two examples, you can already tell that growth mindset is where you want to be. That's the direction that I want you to be going through. That's the path that I want you to be in. Because with fixed mindset, that's really the end of it. Once you say, I'm not smart enough, hiring manager doesn't like me, you'll never be able to move forward. So always, always practice having growth mindset. Step 2 is perspective. I know for sure that you know that you don't have control of what's happening around you. Well, I do hope you know that. But you do have control of your reaction and your responses. So you have to change your perspective. If you remember our discussion about interview questions and answers, we talked about reframing and redirection, right? So from a negative situation, we change our perspective and reframe it to something positive so that the interviewer would be able to understand what we're going through and that we're committed to changing ourselves. So you change the way you think so that you feel better about the situation. But of course, you have to be realistic about things. And remember that the words that you use are powerful. This affects your perspective in general. Because when you keep telling yourself that I'm not smart enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not smart enough, then eventually you will believe those words. But if you keep telling yourself that this is just a challenge, I'm going to look for another job, I'm going to move forward, this is just a challenge, I'm going to learn how to speak in English and I will be better each day. If you keep saying those words, then you will believe them. So you choose. Which words do you want to believe in? Do you want to believe that you're not smart enough, or do you want to believe that you are actually going through a challenge and that you can move forward? So there, you have control over your reaction and your responses. And remember, it's only failure if you never learned from it or if you never tried in the first place. Step 3 is action. This is the key ingredient to completing the growth mindset, the most important factor for developing it. So what you do after you have developed awareness and you have changed your perspective, you convert your goals into plans and identify when and how you will do it and what you need to do it. Okay, so you convert everything into action. You don't just stop with being aware or having a good perspective on things. You actually have to work on it. And repetition is the key. And when I say repetition, it's not just doing the same sort of things every single day, but repetition actually be doing the same things again and again and then adjusting if there's anything that needs to be adjusted or needs to be improved. Because if you just keep repeating something and you're not adjusting based on what you've improved or you've learned the previous day, then it's going to be the same thing. There's no progress or improvement. So repetition, and of course you adjust based on what you've learned from the previous day. Alright, remember, clarity does not come from thinking. It comes from acting. If you don't know what you want, for example, if you're at this point in your life wherein you just simply don't know which direction you want to go to, just try something, okay? Just try something reasonable that you can think of. It's either it will work or it won't. There are just two things. But regardless, you got things moving and that's a good starting point. Remember the confidence competency loop? You keep on trying, and whether you succeed or you fail, you learn something, right? What you can do is to create quick wins by listing 3 to 5 things that you can get done within 3 minutes. Alright, they should be creating quick wins by listing 3 to 5 things that you can get done within 30 minutes, because this gets you fired up and motivated to start something. And this is why I always make my bed every single morning that I wake up. I do not procrastinate with making my bed, and that's because it's such a simple thing to do. You just arrange your bed and then you feel like you've accomplished something for the day, and that gets you fired up and motivated to start something or to start the day. That's also the same thing here with creating quick wins. It doesn't have to be super grand. It doesn't have to be high level. Just something that you think you can finish within 30 minutes. And by then, you'll feel you have accomplished something. And then you're ready to move forward. Now let's talk about competency tools. Remember, some people are innately good at something, but what you don't know is you become better by doing it so many times. So this is also similar to what I've mentioned about repetition is the key. Right? If you don't know something but you keep practicing it and then adjusting based on what you've learned or what you need to improve on, and that's when you become better. And once you become better, going back to the confidence competency tools, you're also improving your skills along the way. And once you know that you have improved your skills, you will be able to develop true confidence, because again, you know that you're open to learning, and even if you fail, you'll figure it out. You're always going to be in the growing phase, and that is why we've talked about growth mindset earlier, right? Because I want you to think that you're not stuck in a fixed mindset. Okay, your confidence is not fixed, and you also get to build out your action plans in baby steps. In this case, sometimes you have really big dreams and really big goals, which are good. But when you try to attack those goals and do something big right away, and then you fail, you tend to feel disappointed or upset because you haven't achieved it. So to avoid that kind of expectation, try to build out your action plans in baby steps. Start with something small that you can do every single day, which is also what we're going to do in our 30-day Building Your Confidence Challenge. Baby steps every day. And you master in little areas so that you can thrive in a bigger area. One example would be, let's say, the example that I've provided earlier, which is baking. So you don't necessarily like bake a an ambitious set of pastries or cakes maybe, but you practice first the little areas like um, how to put an icing on the cake or how to make your dough better, the little areas first, and then move on to the bigger area. Remember, again, creating quick wins, right? And know that there's always room for improvement. So we're talking about skills here, your competency. And you don't just become an expert overnight. You actually go through the process of becoming better.